In this video, I'd like to talk about ApacheDerby. This is a database that comes with Java already. So since we've installed 1.8 on our machines, we have access to the database. So why install another database? So what we're going to be doing in this particular class is just going after standard SQL statements that should work anywhere. Now to start the Derby database, first just check to see on your system if this file actually exists. So what you're looking for is you're looking for a specific folder that should contain the database. So this is on the computer that I'm using, it exists within this particular directory. So I will minimize this for a second. Sorry for that. Let's go to Program Files. Let's go to Java. Let's go to JDK. And notice there is a bin directory here. And within that bin directory, let's type in cmd here to go to the command line. And the actual executable that I'll need will exist here. Now I can set up the path so it goes directly and finds this information, but I haven't set up the path, so therefore I'm going straight here. Okay. Now, in order to start the server, you can run this command here, start network localhost, and that should actually make this actually work. So again, what this is doing, it's starting the network server. I'm saying here the host is localhost, and here the port is 9215. So what I'll do here is, so I can have two shells up and running at the same time, I'll type in start, and I will run this command from here. So I'll do start network server h localhost and port 9215. Hit enter, and this is complaining. Okay. If I move my mouse here to this section here, I forgot the -p. Hit enter now, and it looks like it's working. Okay. Now the issue that I'm having here, it doesn't like this because I'm not an administrator on this particular machine. So let's close this and try this one more time. I'll go to my prompt here, run as administrator. I'll say yes to that. I'll then cd into program files. I just tabbed, hit enter, cd into Java. Let's do a dir, cd into JDK, db, and bin. Okay, now I should have access to all those files again. I'll type in start here just to bring up another window. And in this command again, I will run the start network. Host is local host, and the port that I will use for this example is 9215. Okay, that seems to be a better result this time. Now the server is up and running. Okay, so on my machine I have this text file that contains a series of commands, and some of this is also on the PowerPoint slide. And the first thing I want to do is I'm going to run the interactive Java. So I also mentioned that here on this particular file here. If I go to the next slide, let's run interactive Java. And I'm going to be running that from the exact same directory. So that's why I did the start here, so I can open up another window in that same directory. I'll type in here ij, and now we're at the command prompt. Now the next step is I want to connect to the database. Now in order to connect to the database, you want to actually execute this command here. This will connect you to the database and create a folder that's needed. Oh, so there's some special symbols in here. And it happened twice, so be careful when copying. Let me delete that information. Keep the semicolon at the end. I'll delete that. Hit enter, and let's hope for the best. Give this a few seconds, because what it's doing is it's actually creating the directory needed for the data files. So if I go to Explorer here, and I search C drive, data, and there goes the taxdb. So if you look at the PowerPoint slide that I've provided here, what this is actually doing is creating this directory right here. Make sure that this C colon and the data directory exists there. So on the C drive, you want to make sure that the data directory exists. And notice that this create true, this is needed when we're trying to create the database. So this should actually be just executed once, basically just the first time. Okay, here I've provided a link to all the insert statements. So if you click on that, that should take you to all the insert statements. So the next thing I'll do on this particular window here where I have my insert statements, I'll copy all 51 entries, Control C, make sure you're in the interactive shell here. Okay, this is telling me, oh, okay, I went a little premature here. I forgot to actually run the create statement to create the table. So let's first run this command to create the table. There it goes. And now the second command here, you don't need to connect because it's already connected. Let's actually run the inserts now. Now this should work a little bit better. Let's check to make sure we have 51 rows. Count asterisk from sales tax. That's 51 rows. And let's just display all the data just to make sure everything looks okay. Okay, so everything looks fine here. So we actually set up a database. We inserted some data. Also, of course, we created a table. And we should be good to go now. So let me just go back to the PowerPoint slide. So again, just to validate that the data is there, just run a select statement here. And with that, that is it for this demo. Good luck and good coding.